Hi, this is Jason at JaCor. Today we're at a 10-foot wide by 10-foot high corrugated roll-up door, and we'll be installing our 10 by 10 brush seal kit. This is the brush seal kit, how it comes UPS. Everything is wrapped to an 8-foot board to protect it during transit. To come up with the size of the brush seal kit you need to take measurements of the width and height of the door, as well as the gap on the side and at the header. So for the gap, you're going to want to measure to the lowest part of the corrugation from the surface that you're going to be attaching. This has a little lip here, so we're going to be fastening it to this flat metal surface. So if I measure straight back, I'm at 1.5 inches. So for an 1.5 inch gap, we're going to use a 2-inch brush. The brush is at a 45-degree angle, so it will cover an 1.5 inches perfectly. If you get larger than an 1.5 inches, then you want to step up to the 3-inch brush. So we're measuring the header seal at the top of the door. You're going to be measuring straight back from the surface you're fastening it to. On this door, the high rib ends straight back from where you're sealing at 1.5 inches. So the 2-inch brush will work. If the header is at a low rib, you're going to measure back to the low rib and use what size brush you need for that. The brush seal cuts come in both 2-inch or 3-inch header brushes. I've unwrapped the 10 by 10 brush seal kit. Inside you'll get a 8-foot and 2-foot straight section for the top header, two 8-foot and two 2-foot 45-degree brushes for the two sides, and then some self-tapping, self-drilling screws to hold the brush seals onto the side and to the header. Before we put up the brush seal kit, you can pre-drill the aluminum to make it a little easier fastening. It's not a necessary step. The fasteners that get sent are self-tapping and self-drilling, so they will screw right through it to fasten it on, but you can pre-drill it. I like to just mark 12-inch centers on the board and then pre-drill the whole 12-inch on center. So each 8-foot section will have 9 fasteners. If you need to cut down the brush seal, simply slide the brush out of the aluminum holder, cut the aluminum with a hacksaw or cut-off wheel, and cut the brush seal with a bolt or lock cutter. You can also use a hacksaw on this, but you just need to crimp the end to keep the bristles in place. When installing these, you're going to put the header seal up first, which is the straight holder. This one's 10 foot wide, so the brush seal kit came with an 8-foot and 2-foot section. You can either put these up in separately and just simply butt them together, which works fine. Alternately, you can slide the brush out of the 2-foot holder, push the 8-foot section of aluminum holder over 2 feet, and then slide the 2-foot section of aluminum onto this end. Take your 2-foot section of brush and slide it in the other end. This way you have a 10-foot section. The brush spans this joint here, keeps it nice and tight, and also allows you to install the 10-foot section a little bit easier. The same thing can be done with the 12-foot, 14-foot sections as well. Prior to putting the brush seals up, to hold the brush in place, just tap the end of the aluminum where the brush goes into with a hammer, and that will just crimp the end to keep the brush securely in place. So here we have the 45-degree holder with the 2-inch brush. We're going to fasten the flange to this flat side of the jamb. So when we're putting it on, just going to hold it and push it against the door. And what you're kind of looking for, the brush is going to go up and over the high ribs, and the bristle itself is just going to be touching the low ribs. It's not going to be really bent over, just pretty much straight across right to the low rib. If it's bending too much, if you have a longer brush or it's varied, you can always move this brush out to get that effect. So this door, we have it right here. You can see how these are straight and it's going up and over those ridges. This will make a really nice seal, keeping all the insects, bugs, debris, dust, and also keeping heating and cooling in. So we're just gonna fasten that with our holes. That completes the installation of the brush seal kit. As you can see, it goes up pretty easily. Everything's included with the kit. Generally less than an hour to put one of these up, less if you don't have to do any cutting. The brush seals are going to make a big difference in heating and cooling costs by reducing the air infiltration. They're also going to be a deterrent for bugs, birds, rodents, and other pests from getting into your facilities. The brush seal kits are in a variety of different sizes on our website. If you don't see a kit for your size door, you can always send us an email or give us a call and we can put that kit together for you. Brush seal kits are in stock and typically ship out the next day. Thanks a lot, and let us know if you have any questions or comments.